Hello people, it's me Gerald of the International Wrestling Podcast. I'd just like to address why we're now on YouTube and why there hasn't been a show in 2 weeks very quickly because I don't want to really go into big details. I paid Podbean. They said I didn't. I know they did, so they'll get no more money off me. Lisbon was too expensive. For people that are supporting the show on their own back, Lisbon was just too expensive. And I recorded the show last week, but my laptop crashed, and if I put that show out, it's going to be very outdated because the second episode of The Walking Dead, we talked about the first one, you already saw the second one, and we give a preview of the Elimination Chamber, which already happened. So what we're going to do is we're going to start dividing these shows up. So every Tuesday or Wednesday morning, you're going to get WWE Talk with me and Brian, and every Friday you're going to get TNA Talk. So there could be no more, oh, you're just WWE oriented. Every Friday you're going to get a TNA Talk off us. So let's start with our WWE Talk, and let's talk about this Sunday night in New Orleans. Brian, Elimination Chamber started with the match again for the World Heavyweight Championship. Was this an improvement or deprovement in their last two matches?
I am praying to the dear Lord above that is the last time we have to see Big Show versus Del Rio. I'm tired of that match.
Yeah.
We've had two Falls Count Anywhere, last man standing match, whatever you want to call it. We've had a submission now done to Big Show. I mean, it should be a dead issue now. Move Big Show on. But apparently WWE has Big Show here in Mississippi today. They're filming SmackDown this evening in Mississippi in Biloxi. And Big Show is going on the press tour talking to all the reporters. So in the logical way now, Big Show is now a face.
Yeah, but if you can remember, before he won the World Heavyweight Champion, they were kind of turning him face. Like he was fighting CM Punk at house shows.
Yeah.
And they wanted to face things, and then all of a sudden they were like, well, we need someone to win the title. So let's just make a Big Show.
Yeah. Apparently he lost the title because he didn't sign his contract in time. So they feared he would jump to TNA, like that would ever happen, and take the belt with him. So they stripped him of the belt and gave it to Del Rio real fast.
Yeah,
I love a couple of months ago there was reported that WWE had WrestleMania mapped out and they were back booking all the way. It's like the 8th change they've had to make, and they still don't have a match set for CM Punk.
Yeah, well, CM Punk is kind of like it's in a rock and a hard place at the moment because the reason, like next week is in Texas. The Undertaker lives in Texas, so.
Well, the Undertaker was in Nashville last week and didn't come out. So.
See, the biggest dispute backstage, and I don't know if this is 100% true, but I'm after hearing it from numerous things, not just dirt sheets, but I'm after hearing this from a lot of different sources, that the biggest hold-up is that Taker wants Punk to win, and WWE want Taker to win. That is the biggest hold-up.
See, all the hold-up I've heard is that Undertaker had hip and knee surgery.
No, but that's why he was in the town last week. Is because apparently they want to start it, but there's a massive hold-up about the ending of this match. Because apparently Taker has been so impressed by Punk over the last year that he wants Punk to take the streak. But WWE doesn't want to give that to Punk.
Yeah. Well, if they don't do Taker Punk at WrestleMania, then next week on Raw, they'll have to have CM Punk and Cena go to a draw in some way, shape, or form. And they'll make it a triple threat at WrestleMania. Because they're not going to, after the year Punk's had, they're not going to just throw him in a match.
Yeah, look, I'm very not upset, but I'm very disappointed in WWE. For over a year, Punk has been your WWE champion, and the fans have recognized the people that watch the show as the champion for so long. But yeah, you have this press conference for WrestleMania 30, and you don't bring Punk out. You know, I like if you want to establish Punk as one of the big players, that's how you do it. If Punk came out into that press conference, you would have established Punk as one of the big guys.
Yeah, but Cena is a big name in New Orleans, though, because all the movies that he's been in for WWE were filmed there in New Orleans. He spent so much time. People love Cena in New Orleans. So, I mean, I was in Baton Rouge yesterday, and I stopped at Jack in the Box, and they had the girls were in the background talking about Cena versus The Rock at Jack in the Box. It was just, random thing, and some guy that was shaking the fry basket was telling him it didn't matter what they thought, and quoting all The Rock's catchphrases. So
Yeah, people like me do that are big wrestling fans and watch it all year. Like, we watch it all year. We don't watch it just for WrestleMania. The Rock versus Cena 2, is that for people that are just going to tune in for WrestleMania? Is that not for us?
that's not for us. That is not for the current fans. That's to get Attitude fans back with The Rock again, the Cena marks, and the people that come in, oh, it's The Rock and John Cena. I've seen them on movies. Now they're going to fight for a title? Cool, I need to watch this.
If you were booking WWE, if you were the guy that was trying to make money, just say you were in Vince McMahon's position, is this a good step business-wise, Rock Cena 2? Like, I know we're going to criticize it on the road up. I know a lot of fans are going to criticize it, but I'm going to ask you as a business standpoint, is this a good match to book?
Well, apparently I don't know marketing and stuff like that. We'll get into that later. But, yeah, it makes a lot of money sense to have Rock versus Cena. Look how well it sold last year. So, I mean, but you can look at Rock Cena right now as it's a modern-day Zeus-Hogan feud. Because both had been in wrestling. One had made it huge in movies, and, one did occasional movies but was still a wrestler. And I can't believe I'm calling Hogan a wrestler, but, it's a replay.
Yeah, I call it a sequel. Isn't this just kind of like the sequel?
Yeah.
And, the sequel is never as good as the original, but it always sells as good as the original.
Yeah. And the roles have stayed the same. The white guy is the wrestler, part-time movie actor, and the black guy is the actor, part-time wrestler. So, I mean, the formula fits.
Should we begin very upset? Because, wrestling fans always criticize John Cena for the whole year. But no, why are we criticizing that he's fighting The Rock? Let them have their little match. Why does wrestling fans have to get so bent out of shape? Are we really upset that Cena's not going to fight a current day guy and not put him over? Like, if Cena beats The Rock, should we really care?
Well, other than beating Big Show and JBL early on, when was the last time Cena won a WrestleMania match?
Batista.
Okay. And then he beat Shawn Michaels too, didn't he?
Yeah, Shawn Michaels. And he beat Big Show and Edge in that triple threat.
Well, he lost to Orton in that triple threat with Triple H. So.
Yeah, that we ever
lost to The Rock.
If we ever did a list of WrestleMania shockers, that'd be high up because nobody saw that happening then.
Well, that night was the last time Cena won the Royal Rumble. So, I mean, look at it that way.
Like, WWE are making this very predictable for one reason and one reason only. The Rock is done the night after WrestleMania. So,
yeah.
Unless they're going to do something idiotic like he wins a WrestleMania and then loses it the next night, unless they're going to just swerve the fans and they actually have The Rock booked for 2 months after WrestleMania, I can't see The Rock walking out of WrestleMania with the belt.
Well, I think he's booked all the way through SummerSlam, contract-wise.
But that'd be just appearances here. Like, I can't see The Rock wrestling every single pay-per-view.
Well,
Or maybe he is holding the belt. Maybe that's why there is such a big gap between WrestleMania and Extreme Rules. There's a 7-week gap, Brian.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's one of them things.
But since we're talking about Elimination Chamber and we're talking about John Cena, we might as well get into the 6-man tag at Elimination Chamber. And there's 2 points I want to bring up about this match. Is how well the Shield performed and the shock that the Shield actually won it. Like, I was shocked at how well the Shield done in this match.
Yeah, I was expecting a lopsided loss for the Shield both times, but they have shown their merit. I was waiting on the Jericho turn Monday night.
We get onto that later, but I was expecting a Jericho turn.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of like the match. The only problem I had was they didn't give Ryback enough time in the ring, and I know that shocked some people, but you had all this time that Cena was in the ring and Sheamus was in the ring, and then Ryback got the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, but what they were trying to do there, you could see that with the crowds. They were trying to build up the crowd for when Ryback came in, that the crowd would explode, which worked well, like.
Yeah, but I just wish once Ryback exploded, it lasted longer.
We have to talk about the spear through the guardrail.
Cool spot.
That was cool.
I've seen it before, but it was a cool spot.
No, I've seen it before, but I've seen it with a build-up. Like, the way they did it was perfect. The camera was just kind of on Sheamus, and then you just saw Roman Reigns running and spearing him through. Like, it came out of nowhere, and it took you by surprise. So, it happened so quick that even Lenny Garcia had to jump out of the way.
Yeah.
You know, that's how quick it happened.
Yeah.
Antonio Cesaro versus The Miz. We got what we expected in this match. It was a good, solid match. The ending, it was different, but it was still bullshit.
Well, the ending is what pissed me off during the CM Punk Rock match. Because The Miz accidentally, and I'm using finger quotes, I realize this isn't a video podcast on YouTube, but, accidentally caused a disqualification. Then later on, an hour and 20 minutes later, The Rock hits a referee by accident because his opponent threw him into it, which is the same that happened with The Miz with Cesaro. So that 90-minute period, apparently the rules changed, and, an accidental disqualification is not a disqualification. The Rock should have been disqualified.
Yeah, we get on to the main event later. There's a lot of points to be made there, but I actually do agree with you.
The Miz-Cesaro match is what pissed me off during the Rock match because of the bullshit ending with The Miz.
And which was a good match. That was a good match, Miz and Cesaro.
And then Miz beat Cesaro on Monday Night Raw, so what was the whole point?
Because it was non-titled. But let's get into actually the flagship match of the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, and that is the Elimination Chamber match itself. For my money, and I know this is going to piss a lot of people off, I know this is going to really piss Brian off, this has been the best Elimination Chamber match I've seen in the PG era.
Yeah. I like how nobody got eliminated until everybody was in. It was a very well played thing.
Yeah, this match proved to me is that you could have an Elimination Chamber in this PG era, not have a shitload of blood, and actually have it enjoyable. Like, this was an enjoyable match.
It needed one thing. It needed smaller cruiserweight to be the spot monkey. It needed a Kofi Kingston or a Rey Mysterio. I realized Jericho's the small guy in the ring and all, but it needed the smaller flying guy.
Yeah, I actually have to say two of the best spots I've seen that match was when Orton got thrown through the plexiglass, which he's seen before, but it was the force of which Mark Henry did. I don't care what you say about professional wrestling. Randy Orton felt that, Brian.
Yeah.
And, of course, the superplex on Mark Henry.
Yeah.
That was sick.
The world's strongest slam to all the wrestlers at the end. You've been eliminated, but you're going to take everyone out has been played through. But I did not see the ending coming.
Yeah, I actually called this last Friday that I think, because of the way they're building up Seth Coven with Jack Swagger, I called this, and I'm glad I called this, because a lot of people are saying it came out of nowhere. Jack Swagger won the Elimination Chamber. Now since we did a show last week, but that will never see the light today because of technical issues, what do you think of this Jack Swagger Seth Cohen situation? Just to inform people, what Brian said on last week's show was that he thought that was last week was just going to die down, and it has died down a lot. Like, they came out with explosive the first night on Raw, but since then they've been saying the same kind of things, but they've been saying it level-headed kind of a situation, Brian.
Yeah. I do like the fact that Zeb Coulter's YouTube page has been blocked due to copyright infringement by WWE. Apparently the people that work for WWE's YouTube department didn't know about Zeb Coulter's page and had it shut down for copyright because the video appeared on Monday Night Raw. They thought it was a fan video from Raw posted to YouTube. I found that kind of funny. But they're going to have to tone it down a lot more. I mean, I get the point now of why you're having an anti-immigration rant because you're about to go up against the Mexican champion. But once he moves out of the feud with Del Rio, unless you're going to move on to Rey Mysterio or Sin Cara, you know, you're going to be forced to figure out what to do next. And hope to dear God Jack Swagger doesn't feud with the black guy. That way we don't get Zeb Coulter out there in a hood, you know. So, and I can't call him Zeb Coulter. That's dirty. Dirty Dutch Mantel. I want to call him Dirty Dick for some reason, but that's Dirty Dutch Martel. So,
You said they have to dial it down. I really think that let's go all out for WrestleMania. Let's go all out. If you offend, you offend. But let's go all out for WrestleMania. Bring a lot of emotion into this match. And then, after WrestleMania, you can look at the situation and then see do you have to dial it down. But I think for these next couple of weeks, let's go all out with Seb and Jack Swagger.
Yeah, and can we please get a final name for Swagger's ankle lock? I've heard it's called the Patriot Act, but now this Monday on Raw they were calling it the Patriot Lock. So we need to, I like the Patriot Act name a lot better than Patriot Lock because that doesn't make sense. So
yeah, and I'm sick of WWE bringing up the First Amendment, saying that, oh, we have to respect the First Amendment. The only reason I hate that is that I see numerous of times signs taken off people.
Yeah. Well, they only say that so that poor guy at WWE doesn't have to field a bunch of phone calls or automatically has an answer for it. So
let's get in. Okay.
When podcasting shows decide to call WWE and forge complaints about
Abraham
bullshit
Washington
decisions, you know, pardon my language, but, you know.
I wanted the impromptu match in Elimination Chamber, Dolph Ziggler versus Kofi Kingston. It was fast, it was entertaining, it was everything you expect from an impromptu match, wasn't it, Brian?
Yeah, I'm so sick of them not cashing in with Ziggler. I just wish they would cash in already.
And then the main event for Elimination Chamber. Look, before we went down there, me and Brian had a debate, and I really think this was a good pay-per-view. But I am not going to agree with the internet wrestling mark saying that this was better than the Royal Rumble, this match. No, it wasn't. The reason I loved the Royal Rumble match was because it was back and forth and both of them got enough offense in. But what we had here was, it was like a clash of styles. The Royal Rumble match, in my opinion, was like an Attitude Era match. But this was just like pure modern day wrestling where CM Punk dominated 90% of the match, but The Rock came back and won it. The reason I loved the Royal Rumble match was that they both had enough time. But here it was just like Punk dominating everything, but The Rock came back.
Rock got blown up again too early on. So.
Yeah, we're not really going to be shocked by that anymore, are we?
Well, I mean, as I posted on the International Wrestling Podcast Facebook page, I can't remember a whole lot of CM Punk matches over the past couple of years where he slapped on a headlock and laid down in the ring with the opponent for a few minutes.
Yeah. There was a lot of talk on Twitter and Facebook during this match that this was kind of like Shawn Michaels and Hulk Hogan at SummerSlam. Because Punk was acting very arrogant during this match.
Yeah, CM Punk wasn't overselling everything, so...
No, but it was a different kind of thing, like he was...
Yeah, we do need to plug, since I brought it up, Facebook.com/International Podcast. That's where you can interact with us often.
This match, the end of it, I think it was smart. It was innovative because usually this happens to the face. So as much as people were going crazy of, oh, the referee got knocked down, yeah, that was bullshit over what happened to Miz earlier, don't get me wrong. But I think this was a bit smart that you actually kept Punk's credibility that, look, Punk beat The Rock fair and square.
Yeah.
Punk had Rock beat.
Yeah. With no real...
Yeah. Now, apparently, I'm after reading, I don't know if you know about this yet, Brian, that The Rock will not be on Monday Night Raw for the next 2 weeks.
No, I had not heard that.
Apparently, he won't be on Raw for the next 2 weeks. I could kind of see it next week because they're really going out to make next week's Raw big with the Paul Heyman Vince McMahon fight and with that John Cena CM Punk match and with the added thought of will The Undertaker show up.
See, I think you need Rock at the end of Raw next week whenever Punk and Cena are done. I think you need Rock to come down and have that stare down and hold the title up against the opponent for WrestleMania.
Alright, let's just finish up our Elimination Chamber talk, then we can move into the Raw. Okay, straight out, commentary. I just want to make this, I want my opinions to be out there. I want JBL on Raw. Because when JBL is on the pay-per-views with Michael Cole and Jerry the King Lawler, he's keeping them on their toes and he's pulling them on the bullshit, which I really like. Overall, I give this, and I'm shocked I'm giving this because I thought this was going to be a throwaway pay-per-view. I am giving Sunday night 8 out of 10.
I had it at 6.5.
And I know we haven't talked about the Divas match, but I went for a piss and a cigarette during that match, so I didn't see it.
There was a Divas match?
Yeah.
I don't remember it.
Yeah, Caitlyn versus Tamika Snuka. Caitlyn won.
Oh yeah, that was the match that caused all the controversy on Facebook when I gave it a 5 out of 10. I remember now. Apparently I caused controversy by actually liking a Divas match.
I actually read this on, I think it was James Walsh's Facebook page. I'm not too sure if it was, but it was definitely on one of our fans' Facebook pages. I think the Shield should add a woman to the mix.
It's not a bad idea.
You know, something like the Right to Censor did.
Well, Molly Holly's not doing anything right now.
No, I just think it'd be interesting if you had the women coming out for justice, you know. It'd be kind of, like, I think the Shield, not now, but I think in the next 1 or 2 months they would have to add 1 or 2 more members. Like, I'd like the Shield to go up to 5 or 6. I wouldn't like to see them jump to 20 or 30. But I think what they're doing very well with the Shield, it's a great group for anyone that comes up from Nexus to join, Brian.
Yeah, kind of weirded out they haven't done anything with Big E Langston in the Shield. Since they're all NXT guys still.
I'm surprised B. Langston still hasn't have a match.
He's supposedly going to have one, I think, Monday. Or tonight. So, or, excuse me, I'm spoiling. Friday on SmackDown.
Alright, let's move on to last night's Monday Night Raw. Now, this is going to be very all over the place, people, because I was after a few drinks last night, so I watched Raw all the way through, but to go point by point, I won't be able to remember it. Raw started up with John Cena coming out screaming and roaring. Punk came out and yet again made some good points, but John Cena, is it getting to the stage now, Brian, in your opinion, because it's really looking to me that John Cena has his eyes firmly set on CM Punk and trying to bury him? Because that's what it felt like again last night.
I don't think there's a burial. I think there's mutual respect there, but I don't know, I just think it's, I don't know. I think they don't have a plan for what's going to happen at WrestleMania yet, so they're holding out still, and they're trying to keep Punk relevant, Cena relevant, and The Rock relevant.
No, I'm not going on about relevant. I'm going on about the comments that like the comments that Cena made to CM Punk, I thought, like when CM Punk was making points, he was making points about matches, about this and that. But Cena just kind of okay, you were champion, but now you're shit. You couldn't get the job. It just seemed very buried again.
Yeah. Well,
it's kind of like when you be interviewing the guy after an American football game, and he was after making 5 touchdowns, but you turn around and say, yeah, but you missed one.
I don't know. I didn't hear it that way.
I don't know. I just think Cena has this thing now that Punk is finally vulnerable because he's feuding with The Rock. So I just think Cena now has said it's time to start burying this kid.
Yeah.
Because if Punk gets as powerful as he was at the back end of 2011 and arguably some bits of 2012, if he ever gets that powerful again, WWE might just say, you know what, let's fucking go with this guy. Especially like Cena knows that if anybody comes up in the next couple of weeks, his spot is in big trouble because of the recent allegations in his private life. WWE doesn't want the top guy in the company going through a public divorce with these kind of things coming out.
Well, the divorce is final.
Yeah, but they still haven't gone to court with it.
No, they finalized it. It's just she's making allegations now. So.
Yeah, WWE doesn't want this. Like, eventually some up-and-comer reporter in Fox News or CNN or even writing for any American paper will just decide, you know what, WrestleMania is coming up, your main guy is John Cena. What, he had an affair with a porn star?
Yeah.
That's not the publicity WWE want.
Yeah. Where's Howard Stern when we need him? So.
I don't know, probably giving Michael Cole a spot on the show again.
I don't know. That chick was kind of hot. If Cena got to bang her, I mean, let's go Cena, you know?
Yep.
Especially the shot that she had where she was on her hands and knees with the title belt on her back.
Yeah, apparently, we're going to get on to the title because me and Brian have completely different opinions on the title. But just right now, do you think that's why the title was changed?
Possibly. So apparently they've been planning this change for over a year now. So, and I'm wondering if that's because of the recent things with Bruno Sammartino, where he didn't like the title belts view too. So that was one thing Hunter was trying to do to appease Bruno.
Am I the only one that's really noticed in the last couple of weeks in WWE that a lot of wrestlers are bringing up Bruno Sammartino?
Yeah. I hate to say this, but most wrestling fans today have never seen a Bruno Sammartino match. They just play on, oh, Bruno, he refused WWE, so he must be a great legend, you know? I don't know.
No, I'm going to make the fact
I get the feeling it's the hipster thing to do to, oh, I'm a Bruno Sammartino fan. You know?
No, I'm going to make the point there. I've seen a lot of Bruno Sammartino matches on YouTube, and where I would go as fact to say I enjoy them, I wouldn't call them outstanding classics. And for people that are screaming around and saying, oh, Bruno Sammartino's the best of all time, you know the closest person to Bruno Sammartino in WWE is today? Randy Orton. He is. Randy Orton is the closest person to Bruno Sammartino today. And most of the internet wrestling fans will call Randy Orton slow and boring.
Yeah.
Bruno was the exact same.
Yeah.
Other interesting points on Raw, Paul Heyman and Vince McMahon would go one-on-one next week in a fight.
Yeah,
Yet again, this is just going back to the thing that they want Raw next week to feel epic because I don't think The Rock is showing up. Every time Vince McMahon gets into the ring, with the exception of WrestleMania XXIX, it always has a big-time feeling. Like, who can forget last year when he took on CM Punk? That was an awesome fight.
Yeah, but Vince is 2 weeks out from having a hip replacement.
Yeah, WWE, whoever is in charge of your product, cop the fuck on. You show Vince McMahon walking and doing his strut out at the press conference for WrestleMania 30, and then 1 hour later, you show him with crutches.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I wonder if we're going to get Brock to come out next week. I guess we can get ready for Bork Laser to be out there.
Yeah, Brock and Triple H show really holds nothing to me, I'll be honest.
Okay.
Like I was talking to a good friend of mine during the weekend, and he brought up the hilarious fact of SummerSlam last year about just how much that let down, and Triple H standing in the ring 5 minutes after the match waiting for a round of applause that wasn't fucking coming.
Yeah. First match, Raw, Sin Cara versus Mark Henry. Thoughts?
Well, it was a normal Raw match. Fast, all over the place, and ended within 5 minutes.
Yep.
One point we never ever made yet, and I actually want to bring it up. Mark Henry's getting over.
Yeah. And apparently they're moving him into a feud with the Great Khali.
Yeah, this makes no sense. Mark Henry has finally got over with the crowd. He really has. Like, Elimination Chamber, the crowd were going wild for Mark Henry. They really were. Last Raw, the crowd went wild when he came out. And you put him with the Great Khali. Why not use this momentum and put him with someone that needs it? Why not put him in with someone like even Santino Marella or Zack Ryder? Someone that could actually use a momentum push at the moment. Like, I have no interest in WrestleMania to see the Great Khali first. Like, why is the Great Khali on WrestleMania cards?
Because they're not going to do Great Khali Hornswoggle. But didn't Mark Henry hurt Hornswoggle or something?
Yeah, that's why the Great Khali's pissed at him.
Yeah. So at least the feud makes a little sense.
No, I'm not saying it doesn't make sense. It makes perfect sense because Mark Henry attacked him last week. But what I'm saying is that Mark Henry is finally over with the people. They actually care about Mark Henry for the first time in a long time. And yet you're going to use that on the Great Khali, someone that would never, ever, ever get acknowledgement of the wrestling fans. I'm sorry, Khali would never get over.
No.
Khali should have been his throwaway gimmick. Khali should have come in for 6 months, done his damage, and then left.
Yep.
Like, let's face it, Khali came in 2006. It is now 2013.
Yeah. Following Henry Sin Cara, we had another vignette for Fandango. I would like to ask that we please get the debut of Fandango so we can hurry up and get to the release of Fandango.
Fandango. Yeah, Brian, you say that. You said that, but this time last year we were thinking the same with Tensai, and Tensai's still in the company. Granted, he's not doing much, but he's still in the fucking company.
Is it sad? All I can think of with Fandango is I want a Dustin Runnels moment where he came out as 7 in WCW and was like, look, this gimmick is stupid. You know, that's what I want. Or, you know.
That would make sense, though.
I don't even know if this kid can wrestle that's coming.
Apparently JBL is very high up on him.
Yeah.
So what happened after Fandango?
No DQ match, The Miz versus Antonio Cesaro.
Good match.
Good match.
Yeah, I'm actually enjoying the Miz and Cesaro's feud. And I would actually like this to go down at WrestleMania.
Yeah. Miz actually got the figure 4 and got a win with it. I think that's the first time in, good God, 15, 16 years someone's won with the figure 4 leg lock.
Yeah, and he actually got it on right.
Dolph Ziggler versus Alberto Del Rio.
This was a good match. I'm not going to
lie. I'm sick of the tease with the cash in.
I said last night was a bit different. Like I'm on your board completely. I think this thing with the cash in is a bit bullshit. But last night actually was a bit clever.
Yeah.
You know, it actually was. Like, you didn't see how it was going to not happen. You actually didn't. He was down the middle of the ring. Ziggler had the briefcase. He gave it to the referee. You were thinking, how is this not going to happen tonight? And then they brought out Rodriguez. I just have to say, it was clever.
Yeah, I just don't understand why the briefcase has to go in the referee's hand. You know, I just don't understand why they can't go.
Excuse.
I'm cashing in now, and lay it in. Or start the pin. So we did get to see Big E Langston run. We like the microphone. We never needed to see that again.
Yes,
he ran like he had a big old penis up his ass.
He probably does every night.
Next up, we had Naomi, Tenzai, and Brodus Clay versus Rosa, Primo, and Epico. Who cares?
Yeah, I hear people going mental on Facebook about matches like this. Just take Brian's thought. Who cares? Why do people get so bent out of shape about things they don't really fucking care about?
Yeah, I did like Tenzai at Elimination Chamber when they asked him, what's that stuff written on your face means? And he's like, it's supposed to be Japanese for honor, but knowing my luck, it's menu for sushi.
Yeah, this guy has had no luck in his WWE career.
But it's just the pain on the guy's face. It's like, I could be doing so much better, but I have to say this stupid shit.
Well, I guess what's running through his head is this time 15, 16 months ago, he was main eventing matches in front of 30, 40,000 people in the Tokyo Superdome.
Yeah.
And now he's dancing with Brodus Clay.
Yeah.
Look, I'm sorry. What happened with Tenzai, and I've always stated this, was in the Raw 3 weeks after WrestleMania in London, when they brought him out and Cena kicked off from his 3 big moves. You killed every bit of momentum Tenzai had.
Yep.
And also, I said this from the day one, and Brian agrees with me here. The first night he came out, he should have grabbed the microphone and said he was Albert, but he's now Tenzai. And then the Albert chance would have fucking never have happened.
Yeah, just like every time they started chanting Goldberg at Ryback, he would start the Feed Me More chant. And it got rid of the audience chanting Goldberg for the most part. So, Wait till he gets to Chicago.
Wait to see he gets to Chicago.
Yeah. Up next, Swagger's State of the Union address. We already kind of covered with Zeb Coulter.
There's actually one thing I want to bring up about Jack Swagger. And I know I'm probably in a very small minority here. I love his new team music.
Yeah, I saw somebody called it a DVD menu music. I was like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's just an awesome team for someone like him at the moment.
Yeah. Well, if you go back and listen to Brodus Clay's music, that's recycled music too. So
yeah, the Cat, wasn't it?
No, it was the Cat Ernest Miller. So
who had the stellar one performance in the Royal Rumble. And was eliminated by Kurt Angle and a question mark man.
Wasn't that guy's name Crispin Boyd?
No, it was Oscar Petronas.
Okay. Following State of the Union, Daniel Bryan and Jack Swagger. Good match. Even with Cole's stupid commentary.
It wasn't the worst. It was a good match. Like, the worst things about Daniel Bryan matches is you feel that Daniel Bryan needs 20 minutes to have great matches.
Yeah. At some point we had Wade Barrett come out and talk about being in a movie.
That movie actually looks good. I actually will say that. That movie actually looks good.
Yeah, but
Wade Barrett is in it as
Wade
much.
Barrett in the trailer. I don't remember seeing Wade Barrett in the trailer a single time.
The only time I saw him is when he peeked around the corner with a machine gun when the guys were surrounding Colin Farrell. I say it's like the Triple H and Blade 3. He's just going to be one of the henchmen.
Yeah, but Triple H had a speaking role in it. Triple H was a big part of Blade 3.
Yeah, but you don't know what Wayne Barrett be to say. Maybe Wayne Barrett's one of the top muscles.
Well, speaking of which, we had Sheamus come out and say, I saw the movie. You didn't even have a line, mate. You know, it's like apparently now we're going to use Wade Barrett's movie to get a Sheamus Wade Barrett feud at WrestleMania.
Yeah, a match we've seen 20 fucking million times.
Well, this is the WrestleMania of rematches.
Yeah.
Might as well get Flair and HBK out of retirement.
WrestleMania going down to New York this year. That is the biggest high point of it. That's going down to New York. Is this a throwaway WrestleMania? I'm just going to put that out there. Is this a throwaway WrestleMania, buddy?
Pretty much. They're dropping the ball. I mean, you're building Bo Dallas up. Have him win the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania.
That would be a good moment.
You would make a star out of the kid. But apparently Bo Dallas wasn't even mentioned. He got a Twitter scroll at the bottom of the screen.
So that's that right. Like, this is what I don't like about WWE. Bo Dallas comes in, he's hot, the crowd are behind him, people are actually talking about him, and it's just like, yeah, whatever. Sheamus wants to fight him.
Yeah.
You know,
Did you say Bo Dallas is hot?
No, I mean hot with the crowd.
Oh, okay. I'm just trying to make sure I was following you there.
Yeah, we don't want the WBC coming after us, do we?
No, we don't need Glad coming at us here. And the main event, The Shield versus Jericho, Ryback, and Sheamus.
Good match.
Very good match. Little disappointed we didn't get a Jericho turn.
Yeah, I really saw that coming, especially with the talk that came out earlier that Jericho was going to fight Ryback at WrestleMania. Maybe a sin might come. Maybe they're trying to develop this for 1 or 2 weeks before Jericho does turn.
Yeah. Why not? I mean, but you showed
but
all
the big question is, if Jericho and Ryback at WrestleMania, what happens to the Shield? Because I think with their 3 performances, their match at TLC, their match at Elimination Chamber, and their match again last night on Raw, these guys deserve a WrestleMania fucking spot.
Of course they deserve a spot, but it'll probably be, oh hell, I don't know.
Jericho's corner, probably.
Mick Foley will come up with the team in the next coming weeks, and it'd be Jericho and Ryback and Mick Foley versus the Shield. Since Sheamus appears to be otherwise detained with Wade Barrett now. So.
With the rumors going around that apparently Bruno Sammartino is going to show up in the next couple of weeks on Raw, can you see him interacting with the Shield?
No. No. The only person that's going to interact with Bruno is going to be Triple H. So, but
he might do something with CM Punk. He might do something with Punk because Punk has acknowledged him many. Like Punk acknowledged Bruno before it was cool to acknowledge Bruno, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well,
let's get on to the big talking point, and the big talking point is this: The Rock unveiled the new WWE Championship.
I have one more question. Do you think it's possible we might get Kane and Daniel Bryan versus the Shield, since they want to compare the Shield to the Freebird so much? Maybe they'll do something where any 2 members of the Shield can defend the belt, have the Freebird rule?
It's possible. The only thing I'd love to see the Shield on the card. Like I'm not going to be one of these guys with my head on my arse thinking that the Shield are going to be one of the main events. But I think the Shield deserve to be on the card.
Yeah, well, Titus O'Neil's asking for a primetime players versus Team Hell No at WrestleMania. And if we're not going to get a singles match between...
I will actually state this right now. If primetime players versus Team Hell No happens, I am going to WrestleMania for one reason and one reason only, to walk out during that match.
Millions of dollars.
I will actually pay my money to go over to WrestleMania just to walk out during that match. Nobody would notice me. No one would care. But at least I know myself I walked out during that match.
Yep.
Because them guys do not deserve a WrestleMania spot.
Alright, let's get to it.
Let's get to the brand new WWE Championship. I like it. Brian doesn't. It's as simple as that.
I dislike it. I'm sorry.
Okay, let me address everything. Is the W too big in it? Yes, I will admit that straight up. I would not defend that. The W looks like it looks like a big wanker belt.
It looks like something that they were going to give Wonder Woman and decided not to.
Saying that, it's a good belt in my opinion. It looks like a proper championship belt. The W is a big...
A proper championship looks like the old titles of, the Attitude
Right, which
Era.
ever stop. Them days are never coming back. We're never going to get a Winning Eagle belt again. We're never going to get the old-fashioned World Heavyweight Championship back again. We're never going to get the prestige of the old NWA titles or the old WWF belts. They're never coming back.
Oh, God, I never want to have the Iron Sheik belt come back.
Them days are gone. I'm sorry, I hate to be so nitpicky, but them days are gone. We're in 2013. The belts need to evolve. Everything needs to evolve.
If Cody Rhodes would win the belt, we could get it back.
Yeah, if Cody Rhodes...
Let's go with this talking point, because I'm sitting here looking at a photo of not sure if people don't like the new belt because it's ugly or because it was The Rock and not CM Punk who debuted it.
I will make this point that it has a lot to do with who unveiled it.
Not with me.
I'm not saying with you, I'm saying with a lot of people.
The belt is ugly.
But a lot of people that has that. If CM Punk came out with that belt would have got a buy off a lot of people, and even you must admit that. It wouldn't have got it from you, but it would have got it from a lot of people, Bray.
Yeah. I mean, it's just...
I like the belt because it needs to move forward. I never liked the spinning belt. I thought the spinning belt worked on John Cena. But when Cena lost that belt, the belt should have been fucking changed.
I didn't like the spinner belt, but it's an ugly-ass belt.
Now, let's go on to a point that I made a lot of...
If you go to WWEshop.com, you can see the belt with the WWE logos on the side where they took off The Rock, and I do like that. I like that style with the WWE logos on the side. I just don't like the giant W belt. It looks like something Aquaman would have. It looks like a damn trident pitchfork is all it's missing, or the Warlord from back in the day. It looks like it's
funny about everything you say about it. I'm just making the point that the belt just looks a bit more presentable. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, it's as nice as the Winning Eagle belt or the old belts of the past, because I'm like you, I love the old belts, but even I have to admit, times need to move forward and the belt needs to be updated to the modern era. Like, if he came out with the Winning Eagle belt, people would have been crying again, oh, look at it, we're going backwards in time. And the thing about the side is that I just think they're going out the days of nameplates. I just think it's going to be whoever holds the belt is going to get their kind of signature thing on that.
Well, no, you can buy it right now. We'll have it as the photo at about this point in the video when it's uploaded to YouTube. But they have it with the WWE scratch logos on the side, and it looks a lot better with the WWE logos and the Brahma Bulls on the side. So I guess...
In other words, your biggest problem is that the Brahma Bulls are on the side.
No, it's the giant frickin' W on it.
I'm after a minute that I like the belt, but I don't like the big W. You can like the belt, but not like every square inch of the belt.
Well, I mean, I'm sitting here actually looking at the belt now. If it'll stop scrolling to the Shields t-shirt, which is fucking awesome, but it's just so plain. It just says WWE Champion on it.
Yeah, what would you like? WWE Champion, The Rock, with our Royal Rumble?
No, I would rather have the eagle. There's no eagle on the belt.
That's my biggest complaint. That is a complaint that nobody's making. It's like all these internet fans, I was smart. I didn't hear one person last night give out about eagle.
What are they going to do if Miz ever wins the belt? He's just going to wear it upside down?
With the spinning belt if you remember.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Is he just going to wear the belt upside down? Because he still does it with the microphone used.
Yeah, and Shawn's as well. I like the belt. I'm not going to, and I know you don't, but I like the belt. I think it's good that we finally have a new belt and we're finally got away from the spinner. Is it perfect? No, but I still like it.
Speaking of merchandise, Dolph Ziggler's got a new t-shirt. A limited edition t-shirt.
I will cash in someday.
No, it kind of looks like an old Def Leppard album cover. It's kind of cool, actually.
This is our first edition of WWE here on YouTube. We'll be back during the week for after shows, and we hopefully be back this Friday to talk about TNA. Yet again, still in England, but since we haven't talked about TNA in a long time, this Friday we will also have a talk about TNA going on the road to different cities, so that should be a bit interesting.
Chicago, bitches.
Take care, everyone, and welcome to the IWPC 316 here on YouTube.